the problem, we are having a concept of nation now, like Albania, Macedonia, Yugoslavia, all the name of country, and we have to see, it's a very new concept.
Yes.
Before it was empire and tribes and clan. So I think we try to connect a language and a people with a country which is completely impossible.
Celtic, it was a tribe. They were a tribe.
The problem, Leibniz in the German wrote about this. For him, he said that the Celt and the Dutch are both coming from Albanian language. But the old version probably.
Yeah. And the words that are similar are old words, you know, they're sort of to do with agriculture and the land and sort of things like this. So I found it quite interesting.
If you it's funny we talk about this, but if you draw a line from the Latin world, from the Germanic world, and from the Slavic world, where they are coming from, they all gather in the Balkan.
The center of all civilization.
The European one, probably.
Well, yes.
And of course, they were all coming from Turkey, from Caucasus, and from Africa at the end.
How's your Albanian now?
Unë I flas mirë shumë duke po më kuptohem me gjithë, por jo shumë mirë, pa shumë gabime bëj, po jam 38 gjenerat lindur jashtë.
Well, 3 generates.
3 generates.
Sure. What was it like growing up in Belgium?
How? Excuse me, repeat.
What was it like to grow up in Belgium as part of a family that came from...
Belgium is a fantastic country. As a poor
Apart from
son
the
of
weather.
migrant, except the weather, of course. But as a son of an Albanian migrant, I had the right to go to the best school. And I have to have a very good education, which I cannot offer this in America, probably. So I love Belgium. I have still my... I'm Belgian. I am also Albanian. I have both passports.
Okay.
But I feel like belonging to the both countries.
Yes. And what is it? I mean, what about France? Because then you moved...
France is I'm not French. I live in France 20 years, but I'm Parisian. You understand the concept. You like being American and New Yorker. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Parisian, you have no nationality anymore. You are from one of the biggest city and the most important city in the world. And Paris is in itself a country already, probably. But they don't give any passports.
No, not a Parisian one. It would be incredibly stylish if they did, you know. Now, I want to talk about your path in life. You work in the arts, but I'll let you take over and talk about this.
My life was totally normal, like a son of migrant working everywhere to try to make some money. And I still have my brother, Ali, which is a very famous French artist now. Let's say French-speaking, because he's Belgo-Albanian also. And he wanted to make shows and plays always. As nobody hired me, I had no value at this moment. I decided to help him to carry his luggage. It was in the 90s. And in fact, as we are Albanian, nobody wanted to rent us a theater or something to organize our shows. Yes, it was very difficult.
They thought you were going to cultivate something in it.
No, they said, why this guy? What kind of play they will do? They don't speak. They had probably an idea of migrant, doesn't know the language, no talent, and this. And it pushed us to build our first theater. And
build, you mean literally
create,
brick by...
No, not build, but not by bricks, but to create the business.
Yes.
It meant to have a first theater, to not ask somebody, can you rent us for an evening, but to manage it for the whole year.
Where was this?
In Brussels. The first one was in Brussels. And of course, when I understood that when you have the whole business, the part of the theater, the part of the producer, and the part of the writer, and at the end, when your brother comes one of the best ticket seller in France, it changed the whole thing.
You have a winning combination.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need anybody else. You're like a two-man show.
Exactly. We are in Paris. We have still now 3 theaters. We had until 8, I think. We have, but we sold them because COVID and everything. We sold them, but we didn't need anyone. And all the theater that I had in my life, totally 22, we all create them.
Wow.
Why pay something that's something you can do yourself?
Well, exactly.
Albanian mentality, and we are very stubborn, you know.
This is really interesting. You know, I find Albanians are very entrepreneurial and very driven and very motivated, but it's about channeling that in the right situation, place, direction, you know?
All the directions are good. Even, you know, this is how he said, Pablo Escobar said this. It was funny, very funny. Even organizing all this traffic needs a job. You have to work a lot.
Yeah.
So we are very good workers. I think the Albanians are very good workers. We have no other choice. And art is due to my brother. He's an artist. He wanted to write play. He's a comedian. I didn't want to play, so I decided to do the producer. Which
Are
is
you talented as an actor, a singer, a dancer?
I don't think. Maybe like a director. I directed a lot of plays.
Yes? What kind of plays?
Comedies also. Life should be funny, I think.
It definitely should be. I get that vibe from you as well with
I
humor.
prefer to
you
love.
know.
With Albanian spirit, I think also. Because we prefer to love because life is so dramatic.
Well, yes. Yeah, it's true, especially in Albania. My mum...
Not in Albania. I love Albania. Albanian people are more happy than a lot of
They're
countries.
happy, but my mum lives in Albania, and she's like, why does everyone shout at each other? And even sometimes if I'm talking to like my partner or something in Albanian, and she's like, what are you fighting about? And I'm like, no, we're
Just
talking about
talking.
dinner. Like, because I find even my personality when I speak in Albanian
Change, of course.
tends to be a bit louder and a bit more sort of aggressive.
No, we have the chance. Albania, all the Albanian country, they were oppressed by themselves in Albania and by the others in ex-Yugoslavia. Now we have the chance. We are free. We can manage our life, our destiny. It's a huge moment for Albanian history. It didn't happen, I think, before the Romanian invaded Illyricum 2,000 years ago, probably
Yeah.
more. So we have a big chance.
Yes.
Why should we not be happy?
But what do you think? I mean, Albania is in a difficult situation at the moment. You know, so many people have left.
No, but this, okay, they left, but look me, I'm the third generation and I'm back. They
Well,
don't
yeah,
left forever. They will come back anyway. They go, they make money, they make business, they succeed, they fail, but they will always come back. And they all remember that they are Albanian. It's very funny. I have a friend in south of Italy. He's Albanian origin like me. When you have meeting, people have to say, Aziz is third generation and he still feels Albanian. And this guy, I said, but when did your parent left? He said, when Josh Castrioti lost the war against the Turkish. This is the moment my parent left. Imagine 5, and he still feels Albanian.
Yeah. What do you think makes someone Albanian? Is it their blood? Is it their spirit? Is it a mixture? Like my daughter, she's half British,
think,
half Albanian. I have an Albanian passport. I know how to val. Am I Albanian?
No, I will say one thing. For me, what makes you Albanian is the mother, the way you are educated, the values.
Yes.
The values, the fact that you speak the language, of course, it's better. But and the most of the Albanians don't speak real good Albanian because they are all outside the country.
Yeah.
You have 5 million in the, let's say, in the Balkan, approximately, and 10 or 15 outside. The majority of the Albanian is their second language,
Yes.
and they feel Albanian, and they are saying they are Albanian. So it's a very bizarre concept. We are
Yeah.
very close to the Jewish concept, I think.
You know, I meet many people in the summer, you know, they come back from the diaspora. They're in the diaspora and they come back for their holidays with their children and their kids don't speak Albanian. And I think it's really sad. If you're living in the UK or Germany, like talk to your kids in Albanian at home. They'll learn English everywhere else, you know, or German or whatever.
But I think it's, you know, my Albanian was very, very bad until I decided to, I was 40, my Albanian side come back in one day. You know, when you are closer to death from your birth, you think that, okay, your real personality.
And you decided 40 is that
No,
point.
it was probably, no, it was, I think at the 40 I said, okay, in fact, I'm Albanian.
Yeah.
Because I'm born in Belgium, but I was living outside Belgium. I'm living in France. I was not French.
Your parents were in Turkey before Macedonia. Yugoslavia
Exactly.
doesn't exist anymore.
So this is the history of all the Albanian, probably. So what I was feeling is what I'm very woke, in fact. I feel Albanian. I am Albanian.
You identify as an Albanian.
Exactly.